Hey guys, here is something kind of funny that I want to share with you, but also, I guess, useful. And, I was saying that it's very important that we learn to hear God's voice, to listen to God. And by also listening to some other people, how they explain how they hear God's voice and how to hear God's voice, right? Um, there are some people who claim that they can literally hear the voice, right? But I would always tell you that God speaks to us through signs. And basically, when it's from God, it's very clear. And yeah, it's very clear, and you usually know that's it. That's the thing, or especially when you ask something or for confirmation, and whenever you get it's always clear, and it's always it's like you will see something that speaks to you, right? So this is very important. Like I was saying, a lot of us knew God's voice when we were children, but then as we went out into the world, a lot of people just kind of stopped listening to these signs. But God speaks to us through a lot of things, and we just need to have the eyes to see and ears to hear, right? And so we usually know. But then, like I was saying, there are times it's very interesting because the devil will then see how you communicate with God. The devil will see the signs that God is using to communicate with you, and then the devil will try and mimic God's voice. And you will see that, yes, in a similar way, like things will speak to you, but then you'll be like, wait, is this from God, Like, it's, I guess, in the spirit, then you start discerning things, and you will start seeing that certain things just cannot be from God, even though they seem very similar. They speak to you in a similar way. And it's funny how it also works as a confirmation sometimes, because when devil wants to mess with certain things and says certain things against certain things that God wants you to do, for example, it basically in a way works as a confirmation, because it's like the things the devil doesn't want you to do are the right things to do a lot of the times. But don't take this as a rule, because the devil can then twist things again. So this is just something that I've noticed recently. And there's a certain thing that I was doing, and I was putting work into this thing, and doing more and more of the certain thing, and then it's like I get this thing that tells me, okay, that's enough, don't do this anymore, or some, it's like there was this phrase that really spoke to me, and it really looked like a sign from God. And I'm like, wait. And it was basically, obviously, the devil telling me to stop. And I'm like, no, I'm only starting to do things, It's funny. And so, yeah, it's funny how it works. And like that phrase only confirmed that I should do more. I should work more. I shouldn't stop, because I'm doing the right thing. The devil doesn't want me to do this. But yeah, it's funny. But let's still not be too relaxed in this way. I mean, new levels, new devils, right? That's still the case. And at the end of the day, God is on top anyway, but it's funny how sometimes you can kind of get your confirmation through devil too. But it's, yeah, at the end of the day you have to get your confirmation from God, but sometimes the way the devil wants to mess with you, it kind of makes the confirmation from God even louder and even stronger, if you know what I mean. It also kind of can show you that you're doing the right thing and that you are on the right path. So yes, but anyway, just know that not always hearing God's voice means hearing something like literally. A lot of the times it's like very clear. It's like it just comes to you, and it comes and goes, right? So you really need to pay attention to these signs, right? And don't gaslight yourself, especially when this is about people. When God reveals you things about people, a lot of the times it's like these seconds, this moment when you see a certain thing about a person. For example, it's a narcissist, right? Because narcissists are really gaslighters. So the moment, you see these few seconds that God reveals you that this is a narcissist, you see this sign, the narcissist will try and gaslight you. Oh, you didn't see anything. So that's the key. These seconds, these revelations, is God showing you who this person is. And we really need to pay attention. It can be just few seconds, but these few seconds is basically your answer to something. And this is how, in a similar way, God can speak to you about anything. He will reveal you certain things, and we just really need to have our eyes open and to notice these things and to pay attention to these things, and so we will get the message. So never gaslight you. If you saw something, you saw something, and you saw it the way God showed it to you. And God showed it to you for a reason. So pay attention to that. However, when you do pay attention to these things, know that the devil will try and mimic God's voice, will try to mess things up. So discernment is key as well. But yeah, it's, how it is. But just wanted to share with you how funny things are sometimes. But yeah. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time.